guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you how we can turn this empty and boring space into a more exciting setup like this. Right, so katebackdrops.com sent me these backdrops to use and have a feel of actually. So this is the first one. So that's the brand. And this is how it looks. This is really small. So like if you're shooting one person, you can use this for that, right? And these backdrops are really important when you're building a set like this because it's going to show in the images, and that is what can add more excitement to your images aside the props that you'd be adding. This is also another one. As you can see, it looks really big and it has a nice design in there. So that is one thing that I'm going to be more selective about when I'm choosing the background I'm going to use for this particular video. This is another one. Ooh, I like this. I think this is what I'm going to use for today's video. So I'm going to be setting this up on my backdrop. So here are a few things that I have observed that make me prefer the Kate backdrop to the traditional canvas backdrop that I've had. So with the Kate backdrop, obviously it's material. So when you're packing it down to travel or to go on location to shoot, it would be easier to go with the Kate backdrop as opposed to my traditional canvas backdrop that I have this pipe in there to prevent it from creasing. And that also leads to my next point. With the traditional canvas backdrop, it creases, and as you can see, there are cracks in it that I can fix in Photoshop, but then that means I am going an extra step or wasting more time in editing. Meanwhile, with the Kate backdrop, I don't have to do that because I can iron out the creases anytime I fold it or pack it down. One option that you have with the Kate backdrops is to have like custom designs printed on these backdrops for you. And I feel it's easier and faster to do that with Kate backdrops because you can't really have that versatility with your traditional backdrops. Just as you can see in this particular backdrop where I have this design in there. I didn't customize this. This is something that you already have, but it just goes to show that you have more options with these Kate backdrops. Alright, so I have been able to transform the space to look like this. And you know, if this was like a plain backdrop, like a white backdrop or whatever plain backdrop, it wouldn't have added that extra effect. So this is a really nice backdrop to use for some things like this, especially if you want it to look like an indoor setting. So since it's an indoor, my lighting, I also want it to look a little bit motivated. So if this is supposed to be the room, I want it to look like the light is coming in from a window on this side of the room. So I'm going to put my 120 cm octabox coming in from that side. And I also want to add a rim light. Since she's going to be all the way down here, I want to put a rim light that is going to come in from the back to separate her from the backdrop a little bit. But I haven't yet decided as to whether I want to use my strip box, which is going to make it soft, or if I'm going to use a cone to make it harsher and just add a little bit more of like a harsher light across the frame. So the modifier is going to be my main light source, which is going to be soft and flattering on hair. And then we can add a little bit of contrast with either the cone for the rim light or maybe just use a strip box but without the diffusers in front of it. So I'm yet to figure that one out. So basically, I think the setup is done. I just added this camera down here and then also added a book just to make it look more interesting, because if she's down here she needs to be doing something. I tried to squeeze a lot of things in here, but I think it's getting the job done. It could be no Alright, so I've made a few changes. I brought this light in a little bit more around so it can wrap around here a little bit, and I also put a reflector on the side to bounce some of that light back to reduce the amount of shadows that I'm getting. And we have the rim lights, again, just lighting the things in the background, making them a little bit brighter and a little bit more contrasty. For my settings, I'm using the 85 1.4 on my 5D Mark IV, and the settings I'm shooting at 1/200, ISO 100, and at 1.4, and that's because I want to have some of the elements in the background a little bit more out of focus. So the two lenses I'll use are going to be my 85, and I'm going to switch to my 50 1.4, also a Sigma art lens, just so I can get like a wider frame. So right now she's down here. We'll take a few shots and I'm going to make her stand, adjust the lighting positioning a little bit for her standing shots, and that's going to be it for today's video. So ready? Okay, so now you need to own it. You're like, you know, yeah, just reading your book casually. I don't like the way the camera is down. I think it's turned upside down. So this, okay, yeah, so it's like you're in your room, relaxing, perfect. So this shot is just to see how the rim light is looking, and I think it's kind of cool. I like the way it's edging her out, and it's also lighting the plants in the back and the chair. So now I'm gonna turn on my main light. Even let me test it in TTL to see how it would react. Okay, so look at me. Yeah, perfect. All right, so with the TTL exposure, you can see that it's strobed it really nicely and it's filling everywhere, but I want to make it a little bit more moody. So I'll change it from TTL to manual, and I'm gonna start at the lowest setting, or maybe let me do 1/64 and take another test shot. So Goldie. All right, so you can see this is a little bit more moody compared to what the TTL gave me. I could have gone down on my TTL exposure, but I want to manually dial the settings in. So I'm gonna go up from 64 to 1/32. Perfect. Yeah, I think I like the way this light is looking, but I want to feather it away from the backdrop a little bit more. So all I'm gonna do is just turn the light away from her a tiny bit. Okay. All right, so now that we're ready to shoot, it means you can be moving, you can be turning, hold the book in different ways, even play with the camera as well. Okay, yeah, that's nice. You can, instead of having your arm down, you can just put it up. The right one can be down, but the left one, I don't want it like that. I want you to put it down like that. Yeah, okay, just relaxing. Perfect. Yeah, that's nice. Beautiful. I'm gonna switch to portrait. Yeah, that's nice. I love that. I love what you just did. That's perfect. Yeah, and then look up at me. Yeah, stunning. Yeah, that's beautiful. Oh, I love that. I love that. I love that. So I've switched to the 50 right now, and I'm maintaining the same camera settings, but now I can get closer to her because it's a little bit wider, and also fill up the frame with more of the elements in the shot. So talk to me nice, talk to me honestly, look in my eyes, don't let it fall on me. Say you're a good guy, make me believe it, don't wanna hear it, I wanna see it, see how. Rewind, when we rewind, feels so nice. Keep that, beautiful. Oh, you blinked. No, bring the hand down again. Yeah. No, I think both of them were down. My way, I'm pulling up, don't be late. I'm cutting through all the lanes. Sweet talk, you need to say let's convey. You have to come forward a little bit. All right. Nice. Yeah, that's nice. Don't forget you have props that you can still play with. Hold on.
I could play with the camera.
Yeah. Perfect. Beautiful. Yeah, that's nice. Can we do some straight on ones where you can just hang, like you can hold it in front of you like this, push your hips, perfect. But show me the camera, yes. And some of them too, like you did, you can bring it up. Yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Yes. Yeah. One last shot. Okay, so that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you had fun watching me turn this boring space into a more interesting room scene, right, with props that I had in the studio. And thank you very much, Kate's Backdrop, for sending me this interesting looking backdrops. I mean, if it's a canvas backdrop, you can just paint those textures on the backdrop, but this is printed, and so they were able to have this frame-like looking design on it, and they have like so many different types of designs on printed materials like this. Again, advantages are a lot. You can pack it down, carry it anywhere. You can remove the creases just by ironing or straightening it, and it doesn't break like the traditional canvas backdrop does. If you want to check them out, their link is down below. You can click on it. It's going to take you to their website or their Instagram, and then if you want to buy any of the backdrops they have, you can do so with the link below. So, did you enjoy today's shoot?
Yes, I did.
Did you think the setup was going to look like that?
Well, initially, no.
So you're wowed by the way everything came together. Like this chair is a chair in the studio. This is from a wooden box that I have recently made. This is one of the covers in the couches, and I put some of the throw pillows on there and covered it with an old curtain. So this is not anything too fancy. You can do something like that. And if you do, tag me on Instagram and let me see it. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Remember, don't ever give up.